Welcome to Operation Healing Heroes. Join us today as we honor the memory of Chief Warrant Officer Stephen Dwyer.
These are the faces of heroes. Many still bearing the invisible wounds of war, PTSD, and trauma.
I left Vietnam, but Vietnam never left me. That's how I'm living.
Why did I come back?
Why are they gone and I'm not? You know, what have I done to deserve to be here?
Our mission is listening and hearing, helping and healing for those who sacrificed and those who continue to sacrifice. The mission today and every day is Operation Healing Heroes. Brought to you by Great Clips. Minnesota Key Beach in Inglewood, Florida is recognized as the shark tooth capital of the world. The sun and the surf have been a welcome getaway for families for generations. For Gold Star wife Allie Dwyer, a getaway from the pain that they've endured is much needed.
Hey, Allie, thank you so much for coming to sunny Florida. We're looking forward to meeting you, learning more about you and the boys, and absolutely excited about preserving Steve's legacy and talking about his heroism. And I can't say thank you enough for taking the time to come down here and meet with us.
Thanks for having us. We're super excited. The boys are pumped.
Yeah?
Love it.
They're
love
ready to
adventure.
do some fishing, some swimming.
Yeah, all the things. They'll do
They're
anything.
boys, aren't they?
Wild, wild boys. Yes.
Well, we want to make sure that you're comfortable throughout this whole process. We want to make sure that you only share with us what you want to share as far as Steve's story and your life and your personal life. But it's important. You and I had a nice conversation yesterday on the way from the airport, and we talked about family and friends and the importance of all that stuff.
Yeah, Steve was huge on family. Didn't get a ton of time at home, busy with work a lot, but every moment he did have at home, family was the most important all the time. So we built a really good friends away from family and just made it such a top priority. So I hope to keep that up for the boys. Steve grew up military, born into the military. All he knew was Army life. So for me, it was adapting to his normal and coming into that military life. It was a lot to learn. It's a whole different world. It's a world I don't think you realize what it is until you live in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how often did you guys have to move while Steve was in the military, or did you not have to?
We were at 4 different duty stations. Fort Campbell was our longest one. We were there for 7.5 years, but typically every 2 to 3 years you would move.
Was it hard to make friends?
I thought it was a little harder to make friends than Steve. He could make friends with a tree. Everything
Really?
was his friend. He just grew up moving every 2 or 3 years, so making friends just came natural to him, and he just had a way of bringing people in and making them feel like they were his best friend, and they truly were. Everyone he met was so important to him, and so just kind of feeding off of him, I met so many people through him, and then had to be, very outgoing. When you move so much, you make friends really quick. That's something that the military teaches you. You don't have a lot of time to waste on small talk with people. You just really get to know someone really fast. So I've made some of my best friends that I'll have for my whole life just through being in this military world. My friends, with family being far away when you're in the military, you're not always close by. Your friends become your family,
Yep.
and mine have definitely kept me standing over the last 1.5 years, but I would be lost without all my friends.
Well, we know that this is going to be a difficult time sharing all this personal information and stories with us, so we wanted to make sure that you felt comfortable, and so we actually invited one of your friends to be here with you, if that's okay.
Really?
Yeah, is that
Who?
okay?
Yeah?
You turn around.
Hi, Julia. Good to see you. You too. I was gonna text you, and I was like, oh, maybe she'll be around or busy or something.
Here I am.
Oh my gosh, thanks for coming.
We thought it was appropriate.
Random friends. I
Yeah?
love it.
Yeah.
And look,
I'm
you brought your
excited. I
guitar.
did. Yes, I might play for you guys later.
Oh
So
my gosh, awesome.
yeah, but I'm happy to be here to support you.
glad you're
You know, whatever
here.
you need,
Yes.
I'm here for. So
Oh, how cool. You're
Yes.
sneaky, man. That's sneaky.
So I met Allie at the Ryman, and she shared with me what happened to her husband, Steve. And I was just so moved by the story, just as a human, and then also as a songwriter. I went home that night and just felt the inspiration to try to write a song about their love story and, you know, her trying to navigate life without him.
Steve grew up an Army kid. Both of his parents graduated from West Point. All he ever knew was the military. I mean, he wanted to go to West Point since he was in 2nd grade.
Steve was an Army Ranger.
Yeah, I thought he was like a park ranger or something. I had no idea. I didn't even know what West Point was. He told me he went there, and I was like, that's cool. I went to A&M, and he was like, okay. So I had no idea what it was. My family asked where he went to school, and I was like, I don't know, some place called West Point. And they were like, oh my gosh. So I just was very naive, I think, going into everything. Yeah, Steve loved that I had no clue what he did. I think he loved that I loved him for him, and I wasn't about whatever badge he wore on his uniform. He's a total beast in the gym, the strongest guy I've ever seen or known. I mean, he could throw up weight like you wouldn't believe. But super strong, and was just the best husband and the best dad to our boys.
So where did Steve get that toughness from?
Well, probably from his mom. Well, and his dad too, but his mom is super tough. She wrote a book called Tough as Nails, and it's about her time at West Point, and he just grew up knowing nothing but you have to be tough if you want to make it.
So we have a mutual friend, Becky, who was at the Ryman that night that I met you, and she said you guys had a wonderful love story. How long did you and Steve date before you got engaged?
So we met June of 2013, and he proposed over Thanksgiving. So 5 months.
Quick.
Yeah, really quick. It was one of those love at first sight things. When you know, you know. And then we got married the next August in Mexico Beach, Florida, which is where his parents live, and it was like Steve's favorite place ever. Steve lived every day full throttle. Every day was truly his best day. That was just how he lived his life. He didn't let anything get him down. If something got him down, it didn't last long. He was gonna turn it around to be something better. And I think he brought that out in me and our kids too.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Great Clips, Beach Walk by Minnesota Key, and by Suzuki Marine.
Operation Healing Heroes is a nonprofit organization dedicated to documenting the lives of our U.S. military veterans. In addition, we also provide financial support and treatment for post-traumatic stress. Your donation will help heal our heroes. Oh, it's a big one!
Keep going.
A trip to Florida just isn't complete without a little fishing.
Keep going!
Look, Brody.
Nice job, buddy! Dude, that's a big one!
Hold your string.
Can I kiss it?
And after the fishing, a quick trip to the beach. Steve Dwyer was a West Point graduate and an Army Ranger, and Allie lived with the dangers that Steve faced every day.
I didn't really register until he deployed to Afghanistan. I was at home with our 2-year-old and our newborn that I thought, oh my gosh, this is serious. Like, this is scary, and they willingly go on that deployment when they're called on. And being a spouse, you essentially willingly support them from home.
But Steve had a dream to fly. After graduating first in his class in flight school, Steve chose to fly Blackhawks.
I would say I was probably the most against him flying. I just didn't love the idea of it. It was very scary to me. but the 160th was his ultimate goal. So he had made it, and he was so glad, and I was proud of him. His family was proud of him. It was just, you know, it's good to see him like reach the goal that he wanted, but with that comes a lot more worry, a lot more time away from home.
Hey, buddy. I hope you guys are having a good day today. Daddy loves you and misses you so much. This is for Landon, Duke, and Brody. I really, really, really miss you guys. I love you guys so much. Give your mom a big kiss for me. I love you.
Deployments are super long. The days feel really long. For me, I personally didn't sleep like at all. He would tell me when they were gonna take off, about how long they would fly. And if I fell asleep, it was very lightly and I would jolt back up at the time he should be done. My body just worked like clockwork. I'd either stay awake or wake up when he should be done flying to check my phone to see if they had landed. So that might have been what made the days feel so long. When you're in a high stress thought process, it's very long. So that flight that comes home when you know like today's the day is such a relief. And I'll never forget seeing him come off of the plane from Afghanistan, and I was holding Landon and Duke, and you just feel all the feels when they come off of that flight. Like as soon as I saw him, my heart like raced. I was so excited, like he was back on American soil and I could see him walking. He was fine. And then there's also like so much like heartbreak behind it too. Like we've missed out on so much together. Like our kids are so big and they keep you separated, which is really cruel and all that. You can't run straight to him on the airfield. You have to wait. So he walks by, the kids want to see him, and they go, and then they have to go on and be in formation. And then you have to wait in the bleachers for them to get out of formation. So, I mean, your heart is just like, I just want to go give him a hug. But they make you wait. And getting that hug and kiss is like, there's nothing like it. Just the best feeling in the world, knowing that he was home safe, and just like the relief that you feel, like all that tension in your body that you carry for 9 months just relaxes, and you feel like you can breathe again, and you feel like you can sleep again. Everything just falls back in, and you get a chance to feel normal for a second.
Normal can be difficult when your life is the military.
We had a couple weeks together, and in that time is when we got to go see George Strait in Atlanta, and it ended up being our last date. Steve got a call that he was gonna leave in a week, and my heart like immediately sank. I was terrified. I had just panic come all over me, and in my closet, like on the floor, having a full-blown panic attack, which I don't usually have. And he just held me and assured me he would be okay. And it felt scary to me. I don't know if it was his first deployment with the 160th. We were gonna have Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that at home, and it went from I'm leaving in a week and I'm not gonna be back for 2 months. But he told Landon, I'll be back before your birthday. I'll be back January 6th. Ugh. So I took him up to the compound, and I just had such a bad feeling about this one. He hugged me and squeezed me so tight, and I like came up to his chest, and his chest was just full of tears, and I just told him, I feel like this is gonna be the last time I'll ever hug and kiss you, and I can't shake that feeling. Like, I don't know. This one just doesn't feel right. And he assured me he would be okay. And I just couldn't think that way. He's like, you can't think that way, you gotta be positive. And I just couldn't shake it. This one felt so different than the last two. And he loaded up his stuff, and I watched him walk away. And I actually took a picture of him walking away because I thought that was gonna be the last time I would ever see him. Like, I just had such a bad feeling.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Great Clips, Blue Water Boat Club, and by St. Croix Rods.
Ready, go. Catch him. Ready, catch him.
If you'd like to see more behind-the-scenes footage, follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you'd like to learn more and go deeper into the subject of healing, tune in to the all-new Operation Healing Heroes podcast, Feel the Heal. Hear from veterans, first responders, doctors, nonprofit leaders, and Gold Star families as they share powerful stories of hope, healing, and resiliency. Tune in and feel the heal.
The last time I ever saw him was November 6th. And so on the 10th, he called me on and off. I didn't even know where he was. You don't get to know that information. So he called me and was our last conversation. He told me it was a bad night to fly. And I was like, why are y'all flying if it's a bad night to fly? And he said there's like zero lume in the sky. There's not a star out. And it's like, it's so dark. But dark in the middle of the ocean is different than dark on land. He also told me, this is how we're trained to fly, and it'll be okay. I'll call or text you when we're done.
The call or text from Steve would never come.
It gets to 8 hours, and I still don't hear anything, so I texted him, are you okay? And the message was green, and the message is never green. Barely slept that night, wasn't hearing anything. I didn't get any message back, and I just knew at that moment like something was wrong.
A few hours later, Allie's worst fears were confirmed.
And I heard a knock at the door, and no one knocks on our door. All the kids ring the doorbell, but I heard a really heavy knock at the door, and my heart absolutely stopped. I didn't even have to open the door to know who was there. But I looked around the corner, and there were 2 uniformed soldiers standing on my front porch. And I took off through the house, screaming out my back door. Didn't even open the door. And just screaming on the back porch, like, no, 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 no. And then Duke opened the door. And so I went back in, and he's standing in front of these 2 soldiers, just, he's 5, looking up at them. And I hear him say, did my daddy die? And it was the absolute worst thing that I could have ever imagined seeing. It was awful. And so I slammed the door in their face, and I was like, Duke, stay inside, don't go outside. Something's wrong, but don't go outside. They don't leave, they have to stay. And so I opened the door, and I ran past him, and I jumped off the steps of our front porch and ran into the middle of our cul-de-sac. And it was one of those things that I couldn't see anything going on around me. Like, the world around me was black. I couldn't see anything. I don't even know if my screams were making a sound. And they kind of followed me around, and they eventually held my shoulders to like hold me still and told me they were so sorry. And I was like, no, like all I could say was no. And they just kept staring at me, and I was like, are you here to tell me what I think you're about to tell me? And they both nodded their head, and I mean, my world as I knew was over.
The casualty assistance officers told Allie that Steve was missing after his Black Hawk helicopter crashed into the Mediterranean Sea.
I knew our life would never be the same. Our love, our protection, our happiness, like Steve embodied all of that, and he was our world and we were his. And so they told me that they had been looking for 24 hours and they couldn't find him. At that point, they call the search and tell you, you know, we believe he's deceased. And I'll never forget, like, hearing that word. Like, that and Steve don't go together. Like, Steve is full of life and everything good, and deceased was not Steve. I don't know where Duke ended up, and I think Brody was going to the bathroom, and Landon was actually upstairs and could hear me screaming in the street, and he opened his window and heard me screaming and saw the soldiers there, and so he found out from the window by himself. And I later found out, like, when he realized, he just laid on the floor and cried in the room by himself, like, no gentle way to tell him. And, you know, there's no easy way to break your kid's heart. All of it was just so chaotic, and if I could take their pain away, I would take it away in a heartbeat. It got dark eventually outside. I didn't feel like I could go back inside. And I just stayed in the street, and Landon, who's such a daddy's boy, went in and got his flannel blanket and came back out, and he covered me up with the blanket, and we both covered up all the way over underneath the blanket and laid down in the middle of the street. And it was November, so it was kind of cold out, and I just told him, I was like, if we stay here long enough, they'll go away, and this won't be true. Like, this cannot be true. So we stayed under that blanket. I don't know how long, it felt like forever. Landon's so sweet, he was 7, and he just wiped my tears and told me, it's okay, Mommy, we're gonna find him, it's okay. They don't know where to look. And I was like, you're right, they don't know where to look. They're looking in all the wrong places. And he was like, you know, Daddy is the strongest. If anyone's gonna make it out, it's Daddy. Like, I know it, and you have to believe it. And he was like, God will protect him. Like, I know it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna believe what you believe. And so my 7-year-old, like, consoling me in the street under a blanket, like, no 7-year-old should ever have to live that moment in their life.
The mission of the Dwirefire Gold Star Foundation is to provide unwavering support to Gold Star children and help them discover the life-changing power of sports and fitness. Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Battle-Born Batteries, Beach Walk by Minnesota Key, and by SKB Cases.
Landon is so compassionate, always has been the caretaker of his brothers, just naturally. And before Steve would leave, he'd say, you're the man of the house. And Landon takes every bit of that to heart. He feels like he has to protect me and his brothers, and he helps out any way that he can. And he truly does mean that, you know, he's gonna try to be the man of the house. And I just want him to be a kid as much as possible, just be a kid. But by nature, he's so protective and so caring for others.
The oldest of 3 brothers, 7-year-old Landon laid under a blanket with his mother in the middle of their cul-de-sac, trying to console her.
Just has such a big heart. Like, I know he gets that from Steve. Such a huge heart to go outside and make sure I was okay. And I couldn't even think past, like, to wonder where the kids were. I had no idea. But he wanted to check on me and make sure I was okay. And just the most tender heart, and he's taken that full role as my protector since that day. But it was just awful. There's nothing that can prepare you for that knock on your door, or even the phone call that you may get. Like, I called Steve's parents to let them know, and the hardest phone call I've ever made. I don't even know if they could understand me. I think someone else got on the phone to talk to them. So it was Steve and 4 others were on that helicopter, and the whole crew didn't make it home.
With Steve still missing, Allie and the boys continued to hope.
He was missing. They hadn't brought any remains home for 39 days. So for 39 days, we lived wondering if maybe he survived the crash, and they just couldn't find him. I knew it was unlikely, but the boys were so hopeful for that, and I had to hold the hope of that too. It was the only way to survive that. In the time that Steve was missing, the boys wanted to call him. He'll answer, just keep calling. And so for 39 days, they kept calling, and it would go straight to voicemail. And it's heartbreaking, like listening to your kids leave a message, knowing that that phone call is never gonna be returned. And they were just so hopeful. And, you know, so then we had to go when they told us like remains were recovered. And I had to fly out to Dover. And so I was like, I can't get on a plane. Like, I'm not gonna fly anywhere without my kids. So I was like, I'm not getting on anything, and I'm gonna bring Steve's dog. And they're like, you can't bring his dog. And I was like, I don't know if that's like really gonna be him, but I know his dog will know. And he found Lottie in the field at Fort Hood back before I had even met him. And Lottie and Steve were like the same personality. Like if Steve was a dog, this was him as a dog. He's a black lab, and he's just the best. But so I canceled the flights, and my in-laws were so sweet, and they were like, we'll drive with you. Like, you can't drive by yourself. We went out to Dover, and 2 guys were recovered at the time of the accident, and they were brought home immediately. And then the other 3 went down with the helicopter. So it was Steve and the other pilot, and then another crew chief member went down. So all 3 of their remains came back at the same time.
After 39 days, Stephen Dwyer came home.
And that's like, I think something like people don't understand. Like, you get your heart broken once, and then 39 days later, you hit a reset button and you break it again. And there's all these different steps and ceremonies that happen in the military, so it's not like a normal death. It's over and over, like you have to do these things over and over. But I remember standing on that airfield, and I just thought, like, standing on the airfield when he landed and got home from Afghanistan, and I got to see him smile at us and so relieved he was home. I stood there fully broken and with his dog, and I was just shaking like a leaf, like I couldn't stop shaking. And I knew I wasn't gonna get that hug. I would never see that smile again. And just wrecked me, just crushed my soul. But they unloaded him one at a time, and Steve was unloaded first, and I didn't know that at the time, but when his casket came off, Lottie was so alert and tracked it the whole time all the way to the van. And then they unloaded the other 2, but Lottie never took his eyes off while the other 2 guys were brought out. And the van went to pull away, and Lottie took off running down the airfield. And so I'm like trying to hold him back, but like he just knew that that was his dad, that was Steve. And from that moment on, like, he stood by my side and just protected me everywhere, whether I was going to the bathroom or crying on the floor in my closet or throwing up in the sink because I couldn't swallow any food. Lottie was right there. And I just think, like, he just kind of took on, like, his protection over us.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Thorn Brothers, Wiley X, and by Hoist Hydration.
Early on in the beginning, I felt like Brody had amnesia, really, because he was 3. And every day he would ask, is today the day that Daddy comes home? And so not only do you have to tell your kids once when they're little, you have to tell them every day. And it's so hard as a mom to tell them those things over and over again. And it's just a heartbreak every day. So he's starting to understand a little bit more, but it's on his mind all the time. Duke's kind of the sneaky one. He is goofy, just like Steve was, and it broke my heart that he was the one that had to answer the door to the notification officers, and he didn't really want to be around me for a little while. It was, I think, the way I freaked out scared him, and he was only 5. And I think he thought for a little bit of time that some of it was his fault, and it wasn't his fault at all. He just ended up being the one at the door. He has Steve's smile and his dimples, and I look at him and I see so much of Steve. He just looks exactly like him. He just has white hair and blue eyes, but he is Steve.
Oh, there's 2. Oh my gosh, he's coming right at us.
The hat I'm wearing, the flag is part of Steve's flight suit. So every time I wear this hat, I have a little piece of him wherever I go. The boys all have one too, so they wear it with pride and knowing that their dad is a hero, and they love having as much of him with them as they possibly can.
After 39 days of pain, heartbreak, and mourning, Allie returned home from the dignified transfer on December 23rd. It was time for Allie to tell the boys.
I had to tell him 2 days before Christmas with my kids sitting in the living room next to a tree filled with gifts that I didn't go shopping for, that everyone had generously just brought over because there's no way I was going to shop for Christmas. I had to tell him he was never coming home. Steve had written me a letter before he went to Afghanistan, and in that letter it said something along the lines of, our country wouldn't be free if people didn't do what I do. And it's like, you have to be proud of that sacrifice because you too are part of that sacrifice. So be proud of it and own it. And reading that letter back, where our life is now, it's so different than it did in 2018. And it's a sacrifice we never wanted to make. The boys got born into this Army life. It's a sacrifice that wasn't made by choice. So when people say thank you for your sacrifice, like, we didn't choose that. And if we could have it the other way, we absolutely would. But it was part of Steve's calling, and he followed his calling to serve our country. And his passion was flying helicopters. But me and the boys were his world. We were his everything, and he was ours.
Athleticism continues to run deep in the Dwyer household.
What do you say, buddy? Hold that pace, hold that pace.
Sports and fitness were so huge for Steve, so that's something we wanted to make sure we could keep going for the boys.
Finish strong, finish strong.
So our family and friends came together and started what's now called the Dwirefire Gold Star Foundation, and it is to help Gold Star kids with sports and fitness. It's just made a huge impact, and we hope to keep Steve's legacy alive through kids learning to love to be active just like he did.
That's amazing. I mean, it's so great that you can take such a horrible negative and turn it into a positive. And hopefully those kids, that you're gonna affect their lives forever, right? I mean, it's so important that we take care of our Gold Star families. And having spent a short amount of time with your boys, I can tell you that they are amazing. I get the luxury of being able to hang out with them, take them fishing and do some stuff. And I mean, I don't know, I just can't say thank you enough. And I want you to know that this is just the beginning. Operation Healing Heroes is gonna be here for not only you, but for those boys forever. And I mean that.
Thank you.
We're going to work with some other nonprofit organizations, but we're going to get their college taken care of. And I want you to know that I'm only a phone call away if you ever need anything. And I mean that. I really do. I mean that. There's so much that we might be able to help you with the pain. And I always say making tomorrow better than today. But just know that you have a family in us now forever, and we're not leaving.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
I really do.
The boys will probably want to come live with you out here.
I do think that that Steve is watching over us right now, and proud of you, proud of the boys. Thank you for letting us do this.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Recon Boats, Power Pole, and by Mustang Survival.
If you'd like to personally thank a veteran that you've seen in one of our episodes, or nominate a veteran to be featured in a future episode, log on to our website, operationhealingheroes.org.
Operation Healing Heroes is brought to you by Great Clips, Battleborn Batteries, and by SKB Cases.
Our house was always very quiet when he was gone, and Steve was such a lover of music. He had music playing everywhere he went. There's a playlist for everything. He even made one for the boys, one for me. I didn't realize that he'd made a playlist for me, so when I got his iPad back, his phone didn't come back, but I got his iPad back, and I was scrolling through all his music. All I wanted to hear was his music again. I found a playlist for me, and it's interesting kind of what he put in the playlist. I just find a lot of like hidden messages in the stuff he selected, and I just hear songs differently now. Like he's able to tell me something without being here, but he loved music. Our life together is kind of like a soundtrack, and he was the DJ for it, but
Love that.
he loved music so much.
Yeah, and when you shared some of that with me the night at the Ryman that we met, I mean, music is so powerful, and that was just so inspirational to me. And the fact that Steve loved music so much, I just wanted to go home and write a song based off the stories that you had shared with me that night. So this is called You Left Me a Song. Hiding under the covers, I've never been weaker than when they told me the news. But I didn't really lose you. I'll never feel your kiss again, but you left me something heaven sent. I feel it every time it plays through the speakers. You left me a song. You left me music. Our love carries on. Your heartbeat is still beating strong when I hum the tune of one woman who you left a song. The memory of your voice calling my name will fade with time as the years roll on. Fate mailed us both a dear John. I'll dance to all of your favorite songs. I swear I can hear you singing along, as long as the melodies keep playing. I'll be fine. The home that we built, the life that we lived, it's a song that I play with my windows down. Shed a tear, wipe it away, turn up your memory all over this town. You left me a song. You left me music. Our love carries on. Your heartbeat is still beating strong
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Y'all like that?
Will you cry?
Yeah, makes me cry.
Did you guys have fun this trip?
Yeah.
Yeah. How big was that fish you caught? Let me see. Show me. How big?
Oh, it grew.
He's a true fisherman. I love it. All right, well, I want to keep you guys fishing, so I got you guys a little something.
Oh my gosh.
And it has the things on it.
I'll check it
All right, since Brody caught the biggest fish, Brody, this is a fishing rod. It's got all the branches of service on there and the American flag and our logo on there. And then if you turn it around, it has your name on it. It says Brody Dwyer.
Brody Dwyer. What do you say?
If you guys are gonna be professional fishermen, then you need to look like professional fishermen. So guess what? Does anyone know a kid named Brody here?
I'm Brody.
Oh, you're Brody? Yeah, don't stab me with a fishing pole. Hey, you guys are always welcome to come back and go fishing with me. You know that, right?
This is so cool. Thank you so much for the whole weekend.
If you'd like to personally thank a veteran that you've seen in one of our episodes or nominate a veteran to be featured in a future episode, log on to our website, operationhealingheroes.org, and click on the nominate button.